Okay, here we go. I'm now doing the NFL stuff. I started getting back into these video breakdowns with the college football season and the playoffs. And we're looking at the Bills, what I call a Tampa 5. And I want to explain a little bit about Tampa defense, what the heck that is. And you also saw this kind of Tampa stuff going on with the Ohio State team and with TCU as well, which is interesting. I can't remember if Georgia did some of that as well in Michigan. And then, no, not Michigan. Georgia might have. Anyway, so the Tampa 2, just for everybody, just real quick, is usually a two deep safety. They cover half the field, and you have and originally it was a linebacker, and this is a linebacker, Edmonds, who's incredibly rangy for the Bills and talented. But you'd have a linebacker race down the center with them to turn it into a cover 3. Okay, and you'd have the two cornerbacks playing real aggressive and strong in the short areas. And it was, people think back to Monty Kiffin, but it was really Tony Dungy as well. And really Tony Dungy all the way back to the Steelers days with Bud Carson, when Bud Carson and the Steel Curtain or Steel Trap would race Jack Lambert, who was not just a maniac, but also a fast guy, and race him way back down the middle of the field to turn a cover 2 into a cover 3. Because that's the hole in the zone. There's always issues in the zone defenses. There's somewhere where there's a hole, and the hole was down the middle. Okay. Now, when you do more of the more intricate pattern matching stuff, started with Nick Saban and Belichick, or at least they made it famous. You started to have holes still, but less holes because everybody was tied on a string, especially like Nick Saban's cover 7, which a lot of, I don't know, these internet guys make fun of it. I don't know why. A lot of broadcasters, and they think it's a cover 2. It's not. It's a cover 7, and it's different. Because what that is it's two high safeties, that's true. But you have 4 over 3 on the one side and 3 over 2 on the other side. It really was the idea to really combat the spread stuff and the spread passing. So they were all tied on a string. So definitely Nick Saban thought of it as 7 guys in the shell, not just 2 guys. Okay, there were 7 guys. It wasn't just like a 2 guys high and everybody underneath a zone. It wasn't that. It was everyone. And in fact, it makes it at its perfection if the route design is right. If the route, because remember it's a pattern matching type of thing. Then you have a high safety here, a guy from the inside here, a guy outside here, and a guy in the flat down here. It looks like a diamond on one side and a triangle on the other side. That's when it's perfect, if the spacing works out. But let's get back to this, because the Bills they'll run a cover 7. They'll run a cover 6. They'll run a quarters type of look. They will do, obviously, man free, just cover 1 with a guy underneath. A lot of it's with pattern matching, sometimes zone matching. Zone matching's different. Pattern matching is you take your man up after the pattern distribution. Zone matching is you're in a zone and you take your man in that zone real tight. But sometimes you can have the freedom to follow your man, across. So I've seen that with the Bills where everybody's in a zone match and then someone will robot, like Edmonds. He'll robot the guy across on the shallow, even though he's supposed to be in his zone match. So, and you give that freedom. I noticed the Bills, they don't see that in college so much, which you shouldn't. These are NFL guys, experienced, talented, more talented, obviously, the best talent of the college. And yeah, they can have some more free reign, and we'll see that in a second. But let's get back. Tampa 2. So here we go. Let's let this pattern distribution play out. Let's let the pattern play out. The running back shifts. So it's almost like the 3 was on this side, the running back shifted, so the 3's on this side. That doesn't matter for this defense. Cover 7, that kind of stuff matters. Not on this defense. That's what's good about this. Everybody stays in their place. Outside leverage by the cornerbacks. You're funneling in, and their technique is with the outside shoulder. It says, you can go to Nick Saban videos and check this stuff out. He breaks it all down ad nauseum. But this guy's going to back out, and what he wants to watch in his assignment is a guy coming out behind him. There it is. That's who he has his eyes on, right? I think that's Elam. And then his next assignment is the flat. So he can pivot off the left foot for this guy or the right foot for this guy. That's the idea of that technique as well. You've got your rat in the hole, as Saban would call it. This is not a normal Tampa 2. Because Tampa 2, he'd be racing in the deep zone. Of course, we're on the goal line. I understand. but even in midfield, he wouldn't be racing back deep. He's in the hole. That's the area that is vulnerable in these middle of the field open. Not just deep, but, when you go bet more than cover two, and when you do match two, cover two with pattern matching, or a cover seven, which is pattern matching, or cover six, pattern matching, you're usually going to take care of the deep, but that one area is still that crossing hole area. That's why they do this. You've got a guy in the hole, okay? Ohio State will start off with a guy right in the hole. TCU will bring a guy back into the hole. I call that Tampa hole. The reason I call this Tampa 5 is because it's like these guys have fifths. These cornerbacks are all, it linked. The corner, you could almost say Tampa 7 with these linebackers, but I just leave these linebackers, DBs, whoever they are, up in the short zone, okay? And I just call it a Tampa 5, but the cornerbacks are really connected to the shell. The shell, think of it like a string. It's like an umbrella. It's the umbrella defense started by Steve Owen back with the Giants, which came from Clark Shaughnessy and his idea of zone space defensive back coverage back in the 50s. I mean, there's a history. There's a reason all this stuff is what it is, okay? And it's an umbrella, but it's like everybody's tied on a string. Those guys not tied on the string, maybe just playing their zone and even matching up, which we'll see in a second. But these guys, I think this defensive back has a fifth. This safety back here has a fifth. This guy has his hole, but he has a fifth. Fifth. I call it cover Tampa 5 if you want. Look, and you can tell. Guy out on the sideline, that's his first assignment. He also has to have that, right? If this was just pure cover 2, he'd be over here, right? But watch how he bails out. Boom. He's about to bail out because this guy has sideline. The sideline's helping him. The sideline is a defender, by the way, so you use that sideline. And then he's on his assignment, so he can come off on his fifth. Make sure, like, this guy doesn't bail out into here, this receiver. See? He's coming off. Of course, he's watching the QB's eyes. That's also part of the shell. If it's man-to-man or even match, once you man-match or it's man-to-man, you're not looking at the QB. And I'll tell you another thing. This whole man-free stuff against teams like Kansas City and Buffalo is nightmare. And that's what happened at the end of last year's incredible playoff game. I don't know if the defensive coordinators were weary and tired. I don't know if they're mentally and emotionally were exhausted. I don't know if the players were. I don't know if the players were just physically tired. But they just went pure man-free for both teams. And it was a night. As great as that game was offensively, it was a nightmare defensively. It was ridiculous. Just you don't go man-free over. I mean, mixing it in. You mix it, but you don't just play it over and over against teams like that with that kind of speed. But anyway, okay. So there it is. So he had his hole. He matched up. You saw the linebacker there match up. That's that good linebacker, Milano. He's real good in every aspect. Anyway, matches up. He's got his hole. He's ready to match up this guy. See? He's matching. It's a match defense. And then this guy, and so that means it's assignment oriented. You have assignments. Not just stay in your zone or not just man-to-man. You have actually dual assignments. He's got that guy back there, but now he's watching the flat. See? Because that safety matched up with that guy back there. So he could see him look back. The DB looked back. See, he's like, you had that guy? Watch this. It's really cool. Boom. You had that guy, right? Yep. That safety had him. Everybody's good, right? See? That's how that worked. Let's go to one more. Now we go to third down. They're going to do it again. You can already see Edmonds getting ready. Elam, everybody's ready here. Let's go. Outside. All right. Outside leverage. There we go. He's got his right spot. He was trying to act like he's doing something else. Pre-look. Now he goes into it. Boom. Here we go. Guy's got his leverage. Guy's got his technique. It's perfect. He's ready for this guy. He's ready for this guy. Look at this. They ended up, see, now that, I don't want to be whatever, Tony Romo, but that's not double coverage. It looks like it. You don't need it back there. You got the sideline. There's no double coverage. But you end up doubled on that guy. And I don't even know who is that. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So, and then this guy, you got to watch this guy. But then see the linebacker. It's a lot of communication. Silent communication, too, by the way. These guys have to have experience. These are the pros, right? These are the NFL. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Everybody match up. Everybody's got their guy. All right, great. We go to the other side. What do we have? Edmonds has the hole. No one's in the hole here, see? Looks like the one guy might go the hole. He might have had an option route right here. Watch. Well, we have a rollout, so he bails out. Elam, he must not have anyone behind him. Let's see. Either that or the safety's got it. Oh, there is. Oh, no. See, this guy turns in. He's not going to the out. Safety's got it. Okay. Elam's got his flat. There we go. We're all good. Now the flat guy on the roll, rolling down. This is no longer. This was a zone match, pattern matching. It was pattern matching. It was not a zone match, but a man match out of the zone. So it's a zone. It's a zone with man match, with pattern match. And this. So he's rolling out now. We're not. But of course, there's assignment too once the guy starts rolling out. But everybody's got their man. That's what's so devastating about pattern match. It's the new thing. Well, it's not new anymore, but it's the thing that really hurts the passing spread and really hurts a guy like Tom Brady who can't move enough. Moving around like Mahomes really can destroy some of this stuff. Maybe Mahomes should have ran, right? Should he have run right here? But we're condensed because of the end zone. So no, he probably shouldn't have. So so it's a problem. This man matching stuff is great in the end zone. So here we go. I'm on this guy, Mahomes. Here we go. Look at this. We're on our guys, Mahomes. No one's open. What do we have here? Well, there is a guy right here, right? But great job by Elam. So Elam has this guy, the running back, right? Watch. He's on the running back, watching. And I love this. I swear you don't get this in college. This is hard to do. I'm matched up, but I'm still, look at him looking at the eyes. Look at him watching Mahomes. And he stayed. He didn't come up for the run. I mean, he was going to say, hey, Mahomes, you're going to run. I can't deal with you right now. I have my guy. They're doing their assignments. These guys aren't getting Mahomes, but why Mahomes doesn't start running? Because you've got all these guys. And you've got Edmonds, rat in the hole. He's coming over here. He's sliding with the roll. Rat in the hole, sliding with the roll, rhyming all day, bippity bull. Okay, here we go. So Edmonds, and if Mahomes start trying to run there, Edmonds would have been on that. And then I love this. Keep watching the eyes. Elam comes off his guy in the end zone and back helps the safety who had the other guy behind him, interception. I mean, I'm not going to just give it to the players either here. I mean, you give it to the players, all you fans, all the broadcasters, former players like Romo, they're going to give it to the player. What coaching? What coaching to coach these guys up for all this? This is just great stuff. It was really, really good. Hey, you honestly don't see this in college. This is really good stuff. It's a detailed stuff. College, you'll see more experimentation. It's a lot of fun that way. You want to watch the new stuff that's coming out in a few years, watch college. NFL's always way behind on that stuff. But when you want to watch pure like technique, execution, improvisation, the NFL will let their players improv a little more, understandably. That's just great. Okay, look at him. He's not even close to his guy right now. He can't. That's just great. Mahomes, if he had a tad more time, maybe he could have pumped deep and then hit I don't know. It's just tough stuff. Anyway. So when you're coming down on these quarterbacks sometimes these days, just remember these defenses are doing some crazy stuff, man. And it ain't just double coverage. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of mixing, a lot of tomfoolery that's tough for the quarterbacks.